Good evening and welcome in to St. Joseph High School in Westchester, Illinois, where tonight it's a Class 4A Regional Semifinal between the St. Ignatius Wolfpack and the St. Joseph Chargers. Hello everybody, I'm Connor Klingen and thank you for joining me tonight here on arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Well folks, this should be a great one here tonight. These two teams met all the way back on December 15th in a CCL game won by St. Joseph 51-46 at St. Ignatius. But this one means a whole lot more as a berth in a regional final is on the line. Awaiting the winner of tonight's game is Chicago powerhouse Whitney Young. The defending Class 4A state champs faced a challenge from an upset-minded Morton team last night, but managed to escape with a 73-61 victory after being tied with less than 3 minutes to play. However, with the tight battle between St. Joe's and St. Ignatius in the regular season, neither of these squads can afford to look ahead to the Goliath on Friday night. Well, looking back to earlier in the season, Coach Gene Pingatore sat down with me to talk a little bit about his career and some of his philosophy about basketball. This was before the Chargers game against St. Lawrence, all the way back in December. So here's a little recording of that interview just to give you some perspective on how the season has gone so far from the expectations in the beginning. We're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore in his 49th season, getting ready for the Chicago Catholic League opener against St. Lawrence. Coach, last season you notched your 1,000th win. Huge accomplishment, the first coach in Illinois boys basketball, just the 15th in the country. How would you describe that moment of achieving that?
I didn't personally pay a lot of attention to it, but the people around me did, and that made it very uncomfortable, and I'm glad it was over. But when I look back at all the games that we played and participated in, it's all about the relationships, not the wins and losses. And I've said that the fact that so many people contributed to those wins and losses, and we stay in touch with most of those people. Many are fans, former players, coaches that have gone by. That's what it's about. It's all about the people. So that's what's important to me.
Absolutely. Coach, 49 years, I'm sure you've seen plenty of change about the game. What aspects of your coaching philosophy remain relatively similar to when you started, and what aspects have you had to adjust to the times?
That's easy. Playing defense is the most important part of our philosophy. And then no matter what happens offensively and what changes have occurred, we better make a commitment to defense. And of course, the part that's changed that we've had to adjust to is obviously the three-point shot. In '87 we didn't have it. In '88, all of a sudden it was on us. And I'm sort of old school. I believe in the three-point shot, but I believe that if you can shoot it, you shoot it. If you can't shoot it, you don't shoot it. And I'm not sure that's the philosophy of most people today.
Yeah, definitely. With players like Stephen Curry out there, everyone wants to go out and shoot it.
Everyone thinks that they're Stephen Curry. Right?
Well, Coach, having called the football games this fall for St. Joseph, I've seen the strong sense of community at this school, the support of the alumni. How important do you feel that family aspect is, not just to the program, but to the school as a whole?
That's what we're all about. St. Joseph's philosophically says we're a family, and it's so, and it's working because of all the people that come back. Oftentimes in big public schools, people don't go back. At St. Joseph, and not just St. Joseph, most private schools, Catholic schools. You're from Army, it's the same thing. People are always returning and supporting the school. I have former players that are on the board of directors tell me that I'm soft. You were tougher on us, Coach. So that's the important. It's all about people. We're in the people business, and the fact that we promote being family makes that a strong asset for us.
And we're hoping to have a lot of those people listening to the games this season.
Hopefully.
Well, getting on to this season, certainly things could change, but right now you've got a group of 5 senior starters. How many times do you think that may have occurred in your career, maybe if at all?
I don't know. When you think about it, I think back in, no, I can't even say that. I was going to go back to the 70s, and I start thinking, and all of a sudden a junior popped in my mind. I don't know. I'm not even sure it happened before. It may happen occasionally, in a given year, but to start the season with 5 seniors starting in the lineup, I can't remember, and it may never have happened.
But it's certainly nice to have all that experience in the program.
Well, that's a plus, the fact that they know what we do, and especially at the beginning of the year, when you spend a lot of time, 2 weeks to get ready for a tournament, and you try to cover everything. Well, if you have 5 seniors, it makes it a lot easier because they know what's going on.
Absolutely. And that was St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore from all the way back in December before the Chargers' first conference game against St. Lawrence. But some interesting perspective on Coach Pingatore's career and also this all-senior starting lineup that the Chargers have stuck with throughout the entire year. The point guard, Chance Aldridge, shooting guard, Ahmad Muhammad, Jafari Brown playing that wing position, and then Jalen and Jordan Boyd down low. The Chargers have gone with that lineup throughout the season, and it's provided a lot of success for them, a 17-9 record on the year, but a team that's really playing its best basketball right now, having won 6 of their last 7 ball games. On the other side, for St. Ignatius, the Wolfpack are led by senior forward Luke Deely, who comes into the playoffs averaging over 11 points per game. Guards Connor Higginbottom and Jake Brennan also supply some offense, averaging over 7 points apiece per contest. But as has been the case most of this season, the Chargers should have the size advantage, at least when it comes to the starting lineups. However, off the bench, watch out for 6'8 senior Darius Mukta of St. Ignatius, who brings some major size at 6'8". Chargers' offensive attack has been balanced throughout the season, but in stretches, some players have been hot and cold when it comes playoff time. Chargers are hoping to get double-digit contributions from 4 to 5 players. And throughout this entire season, Coach Gene Pingatore has gone with that all-senior starting lineup, but the Chargers have also gotten some contribution off the bench from some younger players, Malik Anderson, a junior, Antonio Hardaway, a junior transfer from St. Viator, and John Robinson, the sophomore point guard, mainly coming off the bench for the Chargers. Well, this matchup earlier in the season was a low-scoring affair. St. Joseph won it 51-46. But come playoff time, you never really know how either of these two teams will react. Could nerves put a lid on the basket, or could both teams come out firing on all cylinders? You never know what to expect in a playoff-type atmosphere. The plate has been wiped clean. The slate has been wiped clean here in the IHSA playoffs, and it can sometimes feel like a completely different game once you know that a loss could end your season, and for a number of these players, a loss could end their career in organized basketball. But as the Whitney Young game showed last night, no opponent can be overlooked come playoff time. The records of these teams may be 17-9 and 16-10, but you can throw the regular season right out the window, win and advance to a regional final, lose, and your season is over. That's pretty much all it comes down to come playoff time. This time, we'd like to remind you to consider donating to the Annette Pingatore Fund. The Annette Pingatore Fund is named for Coach Gene Pingatore's mother and provides aid to a number of St. Joseph students. To find out more, contact Kathy Taylor at ktaylor@stjohs.org. At this time, we'll have the opening national anthem.
Nobody does it better.
And there you have it, the Star-Spangled Banner before tonight's IHSA Class 4A Regional Semifinal. And now public address announcer Jay Meath will announce the starting lineups. First for St. Ignatius. So there you have it, the starting lineups for the two teams. For St. Ignatius, it'll be Higginbottom, Nauman, Flory, Dealey, and Davis. For St. Joe's, it'll be Jalen and Jordan Boyd, Jafari Brown, Ahmad Muhammad, and Chance Aldridge. All 5 seniors in that starting lineup for the Chargers, as has been the case all season long. And now they're heading out onto the floor for the opening tip of a Class 4A regional semifinal here from St. Joseph High School. It'll be Jordan Boyd going up against Luke Nauman for Ignatius. And here we go. The original March Madness in the state of Illinois. The IHSA regional semifinal is underway as Jordan Boyd wins the tip back to Chance Aldridge. Aldridge up ahead on the right side to Jafari Brown. Now between the circles, Ahmad Muhammad. Jordan Boyd on the left wing, top of the key, Jalen Boyd. Now right wing, Ahmad Muhammad. Thought about the three, decides against it. Drives baseline, cross-court back for Jalen Boyd on the left wing, and he'll dribble back out to reset the offense. Ahmad Muhammad between the circles, now Aldridge. Aldridge to Brown on the right wing. A 30-second opening possession for the Chargers here. Jafari Brown on the left wing, looking into Jalen Boyd. Pass is tipped and stolen away by Dan Flory. Flory dishes back to Higginbottom, the point guard for the Wolfpack, setting up the offense. Over to Christian Davis. Davis working his way on the left wing, tries to scoop up a shot nowhere near the hoop. The Chargers running the other way in transition. Jafari Brown all the way to the basket, and an offensive foul is called. So that's the first foul on either of these two teams, and a player for the Wolfpack is down in the far corner. It was Luke Dealey walking slowly back to the bench as Jake Brennan will come on in relief of the injured Dealey. We'll see if he comes back onto the floor later tonight. Chargers will bring a 2-man press in the backcourt, applied by Aldridge on Higginbottom. Higginbottom trying to bring it over midcourt, and he's able to get it over the half-court stripe. Now it's stolen away by Jalen Boyd on the baseline. Boyd brings it the other way for the Chargers. Just under 7 minutes to play. No score here in the first quarter. Jalen Boyd, top of the key, nearly lost it. Jordan Boyd recovers in the corner near half court. Now Jalen Boyd trying to avoid a backcourt violation and then had it stolen away. It's stolen and on the floor by Dan Flory, and a jump ball, possession arrow pointing the way of St. Ignatius. So no scoring between these two teams, almost a minute and a half into this one. Flory will inbound it for the Wolfpack into Higginbottom. Higginbottom brings it over the midcourt stripe with Aldridge guarding him. Now try to go all the way to the basket, dish out into the right corner for Davis. Davis dribbles back around to the wing. Now top of the key, it's Flory. Flory dribbling in the right corner with Jafari Brown on him. Flory, mid lane for Naughton. Naughton back out for Higginbottom. Higginbottom driving to the basket, off glass, no good. Offensive rebound by Nauman, puts it up and in for the first points of the ball game. 2-0 Ignatius with 6 minutes to play in the first. Jordan Boyd posting up and is called for a travel. Sloppiness early for both of these two teams, as the Chargers have turned it over 3 times already. Just under 6 minutes left. St. Ignatius leading 2-0, and they have the basketball in the backcourt. Higginbottom trying to get past Chance Aldridge and dishes ahead here for Flory. Flory on the left wing, top of the key now, Davis. Davis with Ahmad Muhammad guarding him tightly. Dishes for Jake Brennan. Brennan who came in for the injured Luke Dealey. Now it's Flory. Flory dishes down low and driving to the basket is Jake Brennan. Off glass and in, 4-0 Wolfpack. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Jafari Brown for Jalen Boyd on the right wing. Boyd back for his brother Jordan at the top of the key. Jordan Boyd looking for a pass. He lost his dribble. Gets it back to Muhammad. Muhammad now into the left corner. Aldridge for 3, but he was on the end line, out of bounds. Another turnover for the Chargers. A sloppy start for St. Joe's, and they've been held scoreless for nearly 3 minutes here. 5:09 to play, 4-0 Ignatius. The point guard, Higginbottom, controlling in the backcourt for the Wolfpack. Higginbottom brings it over the midcourt stripe and dishes to Christian Davis, and Davis travels. So the Wolfpack with the turnover. Low scoring and sloppy affair thus far between these two teams, and mentioned in the pregame, when that playoff time starts, are you going to be nervous or ready to go? And these teams both look somewhat nervous here to start. Here's Jordan Boyd on the baseline. Boyd cross-court pass Jafari Brown. Right wing 3. Well short. But Jordan Boyd's able to save it to Chance Aldridge. The dish to a wide-open Jafari Brown for the lay-in. What a hustle play there by Jordan Boyd to save that basketball from going out of bounds. It's 4-2. 4.5 minutes to play in the first. Here's Brennan. Hands off for Davis. Now it's Flory with it on the left wing. Davis back on the right wing. Davis resetting the offense for the Wolfpack to Higginbottom in the left corner. Higginbottom dishes back off Brennan. Now Flory in the right corner, guarded by Aldridge. Flory to the top of the key for Davis. Davis back for Flory. Flory now for Nauman. Top of the key, Davis again. Davis for Nauman. Patient possession here for Ignatius, and then a frustration reach-in foul by Jalen Boyd, trying to steal away the basketball. 3:50 to play. That's the second foul on the Chargers here in the first half. 3:50 here to play in the first quarter. 4-2 Ignatius. They have the ball in the front court with Higginbottom setting up the offense for Davis now on the left wing. Davis gets a screen, tries to drive to the mid lane, nearly lost the basketball, and he traveled with it. So turnovers on consecutive possessions for St. Ignatius. And by my count, they have 3. St. Joe has 4 turnovers. 7 combined turnovers between these two teams here in the first quarter. 3:37 to play, 4-2 Wolfpack. Muhammad into Aldridge in the backcourt. Chance Aldridge, the point guard for St. Joe's, will bring it over the half-court stripe on the left wing. Now between the circles, Muhammad. Muhammad for Jordan Boyd. Drives on the left wing, nearly lost the basketball, and he did indeed lose it. It's stolen away by Higginbottom. Higginbottom then lost it momentarily, then dishes off for Nauman. And now it's stolen away again by the Chargers, but stolen right back by Ignatius, who has it. And all of a sudden, wide open under the hoop was Jake Brennan, and then a goaltending call on Jordan Boyd. A chaotic sequence there as no one could establish possession, and eventually the ball squirted out to a wide open Jake Brennan underneath the basket, and Jordan Boyd was too late on the block attempt and he's called for goaltending. 6-2 Ignatius with 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Just 2 points in 5 minutes for the Chargers offensively. Muhammad on the right wing. Baseline jumper now is long, and then a foul on the rebound called on Jordan Boyd. That's his first, and the third on the Chargers as a team. Full court press being applied by Chance Aldridge. Guarding Higginbottom past the midcourt stripe. Now under the basket and into Darius Muta, who is fouled and scores. He'll go to the line looking to complete a 3-point play. Eight to 2 St. Ignatius. And that foul on Jordan Boyd is his second. And the free throw is good from Muta. 9-2 St. Ignatius with 2:42 to play in the first quarter as Malik Anderson will check in for the Chargers. Jafari Brown brings it over half court for the Chargers. Crossover, then a top of the key jumper is nothing but net. Jafari Brown has all 4 points for the Chargers. It's 9-4 with 2:30 to play in the first quarter. Here's Flory. Now they're looking down low, and wide open under the basket was Muta. Couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound. He pretty clearly traveled walking back with it. It was not called. He put it up and in. 11-4 now. Jalen Boyd, top of the key, back for Jafari Brown. Brown on the right wing. Brown fakes the jumper, now puts it up and in. Jafari Brown with all 6 points for the Chargers. A good start for him to this ball game, but not for St. Joe's as a team. 11-6 St. Ignatius, and they have the basketball. Here's Flory on the left wing to Muta. Muta posting up against Jalen Boyd, backs in, blocked, and they call a foul. They'll say that he got Muta on the arm. And that'll be the second foul on Jalen Boyd. So now Jordan and Jalen Boyd both with 2 fouls here with 1:42 to play in the first quarter. Timeout St. Joe's as Coach Sheen Pingator has some decisions to make here with 1:42 to play in the first quarter. Both of the Boyd twins with 2 fouls. Can he risk putting both of the Boyd twins on the bench for the rest of the first half? Not sure that he can here in a playoff game. It's an interesting decision. At the very least, you would think both of them will sit for the rest of the first quarter here with 1:42 to play in the first. But so far in this ball game, 5 fouls on the Chargers, none on St. Ignatius here early. We're going to take a quick break here in Arena Sportsnet. We'll be back with you in 15 seconds. Welcome back to arenasportsnet.com's coverage of the IHSA Boys Basketball Playoffs, a 4A Regional Semifinal. St. Ignatius leading St. Joseph 11-6. 2 free throws here for Muta. He misses the first one. Second free throw for the big man, 6'8". And that's short. Rebound of Malik Anderson. He missed both free throws. Anderson ahead to Jalen Boyd, who's staying in the ballgame with 2 fouls. Now Aldridge, top of the key, Muhammad. Muhammad trying to cross over his man. Can't find any room, so he dishes off for Jalen Boyd on the right wing. Now Anderson, right corner. Back for Boyd, back Anderson. Anderson looking for a screen. Now dishes to the top of the key for Chance Aldridge. Aldridge dribbles out near midcourt. 1:15 to play in the first. Aldridge fakes the shot, now puts it up long. Rebound tipped around, and eventually the Wolfpack have it. Here's Flory with the basketball now. Setting up the offense for Ignatius to Brennan. Brennan out for 3 from Stute. No good. And then an over-the-back foul is called on St. Ignatius going for the rebound. So the Chargers will have it with just over 50 seconds to play. They trail 11-6 here in the first quarter. Aldridge on the left side. Now for Muhammad on the right. Muhammad for Jalen Boyd. Now Chance Aldridge, left wing. 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. Jalen Boyd, left baseline. Now dishes Muhammad on the right baseline. Can't get the jumper to go. Rebound to Muta. Muta on the dish ahead. Now Brennan on the right wing with 25 seconds. Back for Muta. And he, to me, it looks like travels with the basketball, as that is the call. Traveling on Muta with 22 seconds to play in the first quarter. 11-6, St. Ignatius with the lead. Aldridge brings it over half court, and a reach-in foul is called on Carter Higginbottom. That is the second foul on St. Ignatius. 18 seconds to play in the first. Chargers will probably hold for the last shot of the opening quarter here. Anderson setting up the offense for the Chargers. Now down to 10 seconds. Tries to go to Chance Aldridge. Nearly stolen away by Higginbottom, but deflected out of bounds. So 9 seconds. The Chargers will inbound from half court. Aldridge into Anderson in the backcourt with 8 seconds. Now Muhammad with 5 seconds. He's still in the backcourt. They got to put something up. Here's Anderson dribbling behind his back. Lost the basketball out of bounds, and that will do it for the first quarter with the score. The St. Ignatius Wolfpack 11 and the St. Joseph Chargers 6 in a very low-scoring first quarter. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a bit here on arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. So the end of a sloppy first quarter for the St. Joseph Chargers. They trail it 11-6. 5 fouls for the Chargers. That's a major story going forward. Both Jordan and Jalen Boyd have 2 fouls, but Jalen Boyd staying in there. Jordan Boyd staying on the bench for the time being. St. Joe's will start with possession here in the second quarter, trailing by 5. Malik Anderson will be the inbounds man. And a delay as there's something on the floor near the St. Joseph Charger bench that needs to be wiped up. And Shamar McDade Bishop, one of the managers for the team, will come out onto the floor and wipe the floor with a towel. Shamar, of course, a great football player for the Chargers football squad, heading to Grandview University next year. Chargers with the basketball now. Jafari Brown on the left wing. Brown has all 6 points thus far for the Chargers. Now Muhammad on the left wing for Jalen Boyd in the left corner. Boyd looking for a pass to Muhammad at the top of the key. Dishes back for Jafari Brown, right wing. Brown spinning his way in the lane. Puts it up. Blocked by Muta. Put back attempt isn't there either. Rebound to the Wolfpack. Brennan will bring it up the floor for Ignatius. Now off for Davis on the left wing. Davis to the top of the key for Stute. Now it's Brennan, and a foul called off the basketball on Jalen Boyd. That is his third. And Jalen Boyd just raises up his arms in frustration as he's picked up 3 fouls. He'll now be sitting on the bench for the rest of this first half with those 3 fouls. 7:18 to play in the second quarter. That is a crucial blow to the Chargers as Antonio Hardaway comes on for Jalen Boyd. Here's Davis, and it's stolen away by Anderson. Anderson bringing it up the right side. Goes all the way to the basket. It's short on the lay-in attempt. And then a foul called on the rebound against St. Joe's. At least it looked to me like it was a foul call. Perhaps they're just saying it was out of bounds because they have not announced any foul call yet. No foul announced, so we'll go with that. But Muta breaks the press and has the easy lay-in, as Muta has been the star thus far for Ignatius. Already with 7 points. Now Aldridge trying to respond with a three. It's long. The rebound to Muta. 13-6. Wolfpack with 6:50 to play in the first half. Higginbottom at the top of the key to Stute. Now it's Flory. Hands off for Higginbottom. Higginbottom nearly lost the basketball. Now it's Davis to the wide open Stute, cutting to the basket for an easy lay-in. Thomas Stute gives a 9-point lead to St. Ignatius, 15-6, with 6:20 to play in the first half. Between the circles, Muhammad. Now left wing, Anderson to Jafari Brown, backing his way in. Back for Anderson. Now top of the key, Muhammad. Muhammad trying to drive off glass. That's long. Rebound tipped around for Higginbottom. Higginbottom in transition to Stute. Stute under the basket, puts it up, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws, and he can give St. Ignatius a double-digit lead, and this foul is called. And Antonio Hardaway, that's his first, the 7th on the Chargers as a team. 2 free throws here for Thomas Stute. And this crowd is shocked here at St. Joseph High School as Stute makes the first free throw on a rainbow shot. 16-6 Wolfpack as Jake Brennan checks back on for Muta. 16-6, and the second free throw coming here from Stute. This one is also good. 17-6 Wolfpack, 6 minutes to play in the first half. Timeout, St. Joe's, a much-needed timeout by head coach Gene Pingatore, as the Chargers have to figure out something both offensively and defensively. We'll be back with you in a bit here on Arena Sportsnet. .557 to play in the second quarter. An 11-point lead for St. Ignatius. And they have taken the air out of this home crowd here in this regional semifinal. We'll see what the Chargers can do coming out of this timeout by head coach Gene Pingatore. As Ahmad Muhammad will inbound into the backcourt to Aldridge. Aldridge brings it over half court. Now to Anderson on the left wing. Anderson looking for a pass to Muhammad. Muhammad dribbles around the right wing. Now back for Aldridge on the left side. Aldridge down low, Jafari Brown. Fadeaway jumper. Can't get the roll. Rebound is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by St. Ignatius. So the Chargers will have it underneath the Ignatius basket. And St. Ignatius is currently on a 6-0 run. Inbounds, looking for Jafari Brown. It goes off his foot and back to St. Ignatius. The Wolfpack have held the Chargers scoreless here in the second quarter for the first 2.5 minutes of the quarter. Long inbounds is stolen by Muhammad. Muhammad pulls up for the jumper at the top of the key. Can't get it. Offensive rebound by Anderson. He's fouled as he goes back up. They'll say that the foul was on the floor. It's called on Jake Brennan. His second, the third on Ignatius as a team. Chargers will inbound from underneath the Ignatius basket into Ahmad Muhammad in the left corner. Muhammad trying to drive the lane, a little runner, and he got it to go. 17-8 the score. Here's Flory at midcourt. Flory setting up the offense for Ignatius. Now it's Davis at the top of the key. Davis trying to get around Muhammad, then hands off for Higginbottom. Higginbottom on the left wing. Now Brennan on the right wing to a cutting Higginbottom. Can't get the lay-in from in close, and then the rebound is had by Malik Anderson. Just under 5 minutes to play in the second. 17-8 St. Ignatius. Aldridge on the left wing, dribbles to the top of the key, and then hands off for Muhammad. Muhammad out for Anderson. Left corner three is well short, and an air ball, the rebound to Higginbottom. Higginbottom trying to get past Chance Aldridge, finds some space, drives all the way to the hoop, off glass and in. Carter Higginbottom has his first points, 19-8 Ignatius. Now Jafari Brown drives the lane, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound to himself, off glass and in. Jafari Brown already with 8 of the 10 points for the Chargers, who trail by 9 with 4:10 to play in the second. Up ahead now Brennan. Brennan spinning his way in the lane, now out Davis. Right corner three, he got it. Christian Davis has the first 3 of the ball game for either team. It's 22-10 St. Ignatius, the largest lead of the ball game at 12 points. Chance Aldridge on the left wing. Aldridge drives baseline. Now out Anderson, right corner three, long. Offensive rebound by Muhammad, and is it a jump ball? Yes. Possession arrow pointing the way of St. Joe's. As now John Robinson will check into the ball game for Antonio Hardaway. So the Chargers going with a more guard-heavy lineup here with Aldridge, Muhammad, and John Robinson. Aldridge into Anderson on the right wing. Now it's Jafari Brown spinning, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the putback attempt. That's on Jake Brennan, his third. 5th as a team on St. Ignatius. 2 free throws for Jafari Brown, who already has 8 points. Makes the first. As Darius Muta re-enters for St. Ignatius, not a good sign for the Chargers. He already has 7 points. Jafari Brown can't make the second free throw. 22-11 the score. 3:30 to play here in the second quarter. Higginbottom on the right wing. Thought about the three, decided against it, resets the offense. Higginbottom looking for a pass now. To Muta on the right wing. Back for Higginbottom. Now it's Stute. Stute back to Higginbottom. Now Davis, left corner three. He gets it from the other side. Christian Davis with 2 threes. It's 25-11 St. Ignatius. A 14-point lead for the Wolfpack, and then they nearly have a steal from Thomas Stute. And the Chargers coaching staff saying pick up the energy a little bit here. This is a playoff game, down 14 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Inbounds into the backcourt to Chance Aldridge. Aldridge dribbling between the circles. Now to John Robinson, left wing. Robinson to Malik Anderson on the right wing, and he travels. Another turnover for the Chargers in what has been a disastrous first half thus far of this regional semifinal. Thomas Stute will inbound in the backcourt for Ignatius. Into Higginbottom. 2:40 to play, 14-point lead for Ignatius. Higginbottom gets all the way to the basket, untouched. 27-11 Ignatius. Now Jafari Brown comes the other way. Jumper is well short in the lane. A rush shot there from Jafari Brown, and the rebound to Higginbottom. Higginbottom to Flory. Now to Muta under the basket. Can't quite catch the pass. Stolen by Jafari Brown. Up ahead Anderson, off glass and in. A much-needed basket for the Chargers. 27-13 with 2:10 to play in the second quarter. Now Higginbottom to Stute, and he's fouled by Chance Aldridge. As Stute was heading right for the basket. That's the first on Chance Aldridge, the 8th on the Chargers as a team here in the first half. So 2 free throws for Stute. He's already 2 for 2 at the line tonight. First free throw, nothing but net. 28-13, a 15-point lead for Ignatius. Largest of the night thus far. Second free throw from Stute, also good. 29-13, a 16-point lead for Ignatius. Their largest of the night with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Aldridge to John Robinson on the left wing. Robinson to Jafari Brown backing in on the baseline. Top of the key, Aldridge. Aldridge looking for a pass now. Now he'll drive instead. Puts up a fall-away jumper. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Brown. Up and in. 2 more for Jafari Brown. 29-15. But now Davis is wide open on the right wing for a short jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Stute. And back to the Chargers. 29-15. 1:35 to play here in the first half. And the Chargers were trying to, not sure if there was some confusion about a substitute, but the official resetting things here. So Ahmad Muhammad will inbound it from underneath the Chargers basket into Aldridge. Aldridge brings it over the midcourt stripe. Now to John Robinson, back for Jafari Brown at the top of the key. Brown setting up the offense for St. Joe's. Now to Muhammad on the right wing, right corner 3, Aldridge, nothing but net. First 3 of the night for the Chargers, and it brings them back within 11. Full court press for the Chargers. Into Stute, and a reach-in foul on Muhammad. And that will send Ignatius to the line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 9th foul on the Chargers. 1:06 to play in the second quarter. And Thomas Stute is back at the line. He is 4 for 4 from the free throw line so far tonight. Makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Stute was 7 points already. Second free throw from Stute, also good. 31-18 Ignatius with a minute to play in the first half. Chargers in need of a response here. Muhammad on the left wing. Dribbles to the left to the top of the key. Now Robinson right wing. Back for Aldridge. Aldridge to Brown. At the top of the key, and a foul is called on St. Ignatius. Foul is called on Muta. Now it's Aldridge to Robinson. 40 seconds to play in the second quarter. Robinson dribbles into the right corner, now back out for Anderson at half court. 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Jafari Brown drives to the basket, puts it up and in, and the foul. Are they going to count the basket? Is it going to be a continuation? Yes, they are counting the basket. So Jafari Brown will go to the line looking to complete the 3-point play. Jafari Brown already with 13 points, looking for 14 if he can make the free throw here. 31-20 the score, though. St. Ignatius with an 11-point lead. Would be a much-needed 3-point possession here for the Chargers to cut the Ignatius lead to 10. And Brown hits the free throw. 31-21, 27 seconds left here in the first half. Ignatius will in all likelihood hold for the last shot of this opening half with that 10-point lead. Davis dribbles around the left side for Muta in the left corner. 10 seconds left now. Davis near midcourt trying to get by Anderson. It's stolen by Aldridge. Aldridge heading for the basket on the right side. Has the lay-in. The lead is cut to 8, and that will end the first half. The Chargers go on a run near the end of the half. It is 31-23 at the half. The St. Ignatius lead was as many as 16 points, but the Chargers have cut it in half to 8 points, and they have some momentum heading into the locker room. We'll be back here on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago at 7:40 for the second half of this regional semifinal. Again, the score right now, St. Ignatius 31 and St. Joseph 23 at the end of the first half. Welcome back to arenasportsnet.com and Arena Sportsnet Chicago as we bring you coverage of an IHSA Class 4A Regional Semifinal between St. Ignatius and St. Joseph. And right now, the St. Ignatius Wolfpack have a 31-23 lead as we come into the locker room for the second half. Some stats from that first half of play. For St. Ignatius, Carter Higginbottom with 4 points. Christian Davis was 6. Thomas Stute leading the way with 8, including 6 of those 8 points at the free throw line. Darius Muta was 7 points, the 6'8" big man. Jake Brennan with 4. He has 3 fouls, so that's something to keep an eye on. And Luke Nauman with 2 for the 31 for St. Ignatius. For St. Joe's, Jafari Brown with 14 points in that first half. Chance Aldridge had 5, Ahmad Muhammad had 2, and Malik Anderson had 2. So only 4 players scored in that first half. So the Chargers need to pick it up here, but they did gain some momentum heading into the locker room near the end of the first half. They were trailing by 16, 29-13, but then went on a 10-2 run to cut that lead to 8 points. So can they continue the momentum of that 10-2 run here in the second half? We will soon find out, as the teams will flip baskets, and St. Ignatius will move away from the stage here at St. Joe's, and the Chargers will head towards the stage offensively. Wolfpack will start with the basketball here in the second half. Into Higginbottom in the backcourt with Aldridge guarding him tightly. Again, 31-23, an 8-point lead for St. Ignatius, and they have the basketball to start the second half. A 3 on the way, off the mark. Rebound from Aldridge. Up ahead to Jalen Boyd. He has those 3 fouls, pulls up for a jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound to Higginbottom. Higginbottom on the right side. Aldridge guarding him wide open under the basket is Brennan, but he couldn't get the little alley-oop pass to the lane to go. Rebound to St. Joe's. They're back with it the other way. Jafari Brown in the left quarter to Jordan Boyd. Now cross-court, Chance Aldridge in the right corner. Aldridge dribbles to the elbow, pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound to the Chargers. Now it's Jalen Boyd with it on the right side. Fakes the jumper, pulls up in the lane. Short jumper is good, and Jalen Boyd has his first points of the night. 31-25, the Chargers bringing a bit of a press here, just with Jalen Boyd on Brennan. Brennan brings it over midcourt. On the right side now to Davis. In the left corner, Higginbottom. Higginbottom drives the lane, dishes out for Brennan. Now it's Stute back for Brennan on the right wing. Now Davis left wing. Higginbottom with the basketball now with 6:30 to play in the third. 31-25 Ignatius driving his floor. He has it stuffed, swatted, erased by Jordan Boyd. Out of bounds. St. Ignatius will keep it. Flory will inbound it into Brennan. Another stuff. This one from Jalen Boyd. Chance Aldridge up ahead. Muhammad. Right wing 3 is long. The long rebound to Aldridge. Back off Jalen Boyd in the corner, and he is fouled on a reach-in. And Jalen Boyd wanted 2 free throws. He thought he was in the shooting motion, but the foul is called on the floor. Foul is on Dan Flory. His first. Team's first. 6:20 to play, 31-25. St. Ignatius Chargers with the basketball. Jordan Boyd, right baseline. Now Jalen Boyd. Left wing jumper. Can't get the roll. Rebound to Ignatius. Davis brings it over half court. Now it's Flory, right corner 3. Long. Rebound by Brennan offensively. Puts it back up and in. 33-25 Ignatius. Under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Muhammad at the top of the key. Now Jordan Boyd on the left wing. Boyd drives, spins, fouled before he could put up a shot. So Chance Aldridge will inbound it from the right side underneath the St. Ignatius basket. Into Jalen Boyd, close. Tries to spin his way, then trying to save it out of bounds. It'll go back to St. Ignatius. Not sure Jalen Boyd ever had full possession of that basketball. So it's back to Ignatius. Into Higginbottom in the backcourt. 5:30 to play in the third. 33-25. Wolfpack with an 8-point lead. It's been as high as 16. Looking in for Mutah. And jump ball. Possession arrow pointing the way of St. Joe's. As Jordan Boyd did a nice job getting a hand on that pass for the tie-up. So it goes back to St. Joe's with 5:25 to play in the third. Muhammad brings it over half court for the Chargers. Now it's Jalen Boyd with it to the top of the key. Aldridge looking for Muhammad in the left corner, and he travels with the basketball. Costly turnover there for the Chargers. So it's back to Ignatius with 5:16 to play in the third. Into Higginbottom. Higginbottom on the left side. Now he dribbles around to the right side. Chargers wanted a moving screen as Chance Aldridge fell to the floor as Mutah set a hard screen there. As here's Brennan at the top of the key. And now they do call Mutah for the moving screen. His second, third on Ignatius as a team. Just under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 33-25 Wolfpack. Aldridge setting up the offense for the Chargers. Hands off for Jafari Brown. Now it's Aldridge again and on the left wing. Top of the key, Jalen Boyd. Boyd trying to find some space. Goes to his brother Jordan Boyd on the left wing. Now back for Muhammad between the circles. Now Jalen Boyd. Thought about the jumper. He'll take it from the elbow. Long offensive rebound by Jafari Brown. A reach-in foul called on Christian Davis. Second foul on Christian Davis. Fourth on Ignatius as a team. Inbounds into Muhammad. Off to Aldridge. Right corner three. Short. Foul on the rebound on Jafari Brown. And the official bringing Jake Brennan and Jafari Brown over to discuss things, making sure these two players are keeping their cool here in this ball game. So the foul goes on Jafari Brown, his second. First on the Chargers as a team. And St. Joe's going with the man-to-man full court press now. Into Mutah with Boyd on him tightly. Hands off for Flory. Now Flory facing some pressure. Back for Higginbottom. Facing pressure from behind from Aldridge. Now into the corner. Davis's three. Can't get the roll. Offensive rebound by Mutah. Not there, but another offensive rebound by Jake Brennan is 35-25, St. Ignatius. Jordan Boyd at the top of the key. Now Muhammad with it for the Chargers in the left corner. Trying to drive baseline, then circles back and hands off for Jalen Boyd. Now top of the key, Brown. Brown takes the top of the key, three, and got it! 35-28. Jafari Brown has 17 of the 28 points for the Chargers. 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Lead still 7 for Ignatius. Now it's Brennan driving the lane. Blocking foul is the call. Chance Aldridge trying to draw the charge there, but they're saying he did not get his feet set in time. So it'll be 2 free throws for Brennan. Second foul on Aldridge. 2 free throws for Jake Brennan. First free throw from Brennan, short. As Thomas Stute comes back on for Ignatius. Second free throw from Brennan on the way. And good. 36-28, 8-point lead for St. Ignatius. 3:20 to play in the third. Muhammad dribbles between the circles to the right wing. Now right corner, Jordan Boyd. Boyd with Muta guarding him tightly. Back to his brother Jalen Boyd on the right wing. Boyd dishes down to Jordan, posting up. Cross-court pass Jafari Brown. He can't handle it out of bounds. It'll go back to St. Ignatius. And just when you think the Chargers are going to make their way back into this one, another turnover as Brennan gets it into Muta. Muta hands back off for Brennan. Brennan spinning his way, stolen away by Aldridge. Aldridge with the lay-in. And that cuts the lead to 6. Couple of clutch steals by Chance Aldridge in this one, 36-30. Now Brennan ahead for Muta, back for Higginbottom. Now it's Stute on the right wing. Back for Muta between the circles. Now Brennan with it on the right wing. Brennan, and an offensive foul again on Muta. That is his third. Timeout is called by St. Ignatius head coach Matt Monroe as he can see this game slipping away from St. Ignatius. They've led by as many as 16. That lead is down to 6 with 2:34 to play in the third, 36-30. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. (36-30), St. Ignatius with a 6-point lead over St. Joseph. Here with 2:34 to play in the third quarter of an IHSA Class 4A Regional Semifinal. And St. Joe's will have the ball off of that offensive foul by Muta. Fifth foul of the second half on St. Ignatius. Muhammad inbounds to Chance Aldridge. Aldridge brings it over half court to Jafari Brown. Brown with the handoff to Muhammad at the top of the key, nearly fell down, and a foul is called on St. Ignatius. On Christian Davis, his third. So Davis and Brennan and Muta all have 3 for St. Ignatius, and they've committed 6 fouls here with 2:18 to play in the third quarter. Inbounds to Jordan Boyd, puts it up off the inbounds right away, couldn't get it to go. Rebound to Ignatius. Higginbottom ahead to Stute, back for Higginbottom on the left wing. Higginbottom trying to drive the lane, spinning his way back out, and it's blocked on the 3. Up ahead for Jordan Boyd. Boyd all the way to the basket, got it to go, and nearly had a chance for a 3-point play, but the ball rimmed out. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Boy, Dan Flory shot a 3 there, was swatted away, and then Jordan Boyd got going in transition, drove all the way to the hoop, and drew the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Jordan Boyd has been held scoreless thus far tonight. First free throw is there. 36-31 with under 2 minutes to play in the third. Second free throw from Jordan Boyd. No good on that one. The rebound to Jake Brennan. Brennan guarded tightly by Muhammad. Up ahead to Higginbottom. Higginbottom drives the lane, then dishes off to the corner. Now Davis, right wing, fakes the three, drives the lane, and he is fouled by Jordan Boyd. And that is the third, rather, on Jordan Boyd. Jalen Boyd has 3, but Jordan Boyd picks up his third with 1:43 to play in the third. And that is the third team foul on the Chargers. Already 7 on St. Ignatius. First free throw from Davis, off the mark. As Malik Anderson comes back in for Jordan Boyd with those 3 fouls. Again, 36-31, St. Ignatius clinging on to the 5-point lead. They've led by as many as 16 in this one. Davis misses the second free throw. 2 costly misses for Christian Davis. And the Chargers back with the basketball. Muhammad hands off for Brown between the circles. Brown fakes the handoff to Aldridge. Now on the baseline. And he's called for a travel. He was trying to fake the shot. And he walked with it. So St. Ignatius will have it back with 1:25 to play in the third. Chargers set up the full court press man-to-man. Into Stute. Now Higginbottom with it, looking for a pass for Brennan. Brennan just beyond midcourt, and he brings it over the half-court stripe. Now it's stolen by Jalen Boyd. Up ahead for Jafari Brown for the lay-in. He got it! The Chargers have cut the lead to 3. But up ahead in the front court is Higginbottom. The pass is wild. It's stolen away by Jafari Brown with 1 minute to play in the third. Here's Muhammad for 3 to tie it. Can't get it to go. This place would have erupted. The rebound to St. Ignatius. 50 seconds to play in the third. 45 seconds to play. Jafari Brown has 19 points, 36-33. It's stolen by Muhammad. Muhammad all the way to the basket, off glass and in. 36-35. Chargers have cut the lead to 1 with 30 seconds to play in the third. And this place is loud. 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. St. Ignatius will try to hold for the last shot, and a foul is called. What a comeback it has been for the Chargers. St. Ignatius in that first half was leading 29-13. Now it looks like Jafari Brown is down, and this is not good. Jafari Brown is heading to the bench. And he has 19 points tonight, but he's grabbing his leg. And this is not a good sign for the Chargers as John Robinson is going to check in for Jafari Brown. Not a good sign for the Chargers. Jafari Brown has been huge offensively with 19 of the 35 points. St. Ignatius on the inbounds to Brennan. Can't get it to go in close. Rebound to Robinson with 10 seconds left in the third. Robinson dishes off for Jalen Boyd with 7 seconds. Now down to 5 seconds. Jalen Boyd with 4, with 3. Boyd puts up a jumper at the third quarter buzzer and can't get it to go. So at the end of 3, St. Ignatius leads it 36-35. What a third quarter that was for the Chargers. As in that third, they held St. Ignatius to just 5 points, outscored them 12-5. We'll head to the fourth quarter, a 1-point game with a trip to the regional final on the line here on Arena Sportsnet. A regional final berth is on the line here at St. Joseph High School. Regional semifinal in Class 4A between St. Ignatius and St. Joseph. The Wolfpack still hanging on to a 1-point lead. They've led by as many as 16 in this one. They were leading 29-13 in the first half. But since then, the score has been St. Joseph 22 and St. Ignatius 7. The Wolfpack will start with possession here in the fourth quarter. Dan Flory will inbound for Ignatius at midcourt on the left side. Flory into Higginbottom. Higginbottom dribbles over half court. Now to Davis on the left wing. Davis trying to drive. Now dribbles back out to the top of the key and hands off for Higginbottom. Stute with it on the right wing to a cutting Higginbottom. Had it blocked away. Back to Aldridge. Aldridge in transition to Jafari Brown, who's back. Now it's Aldridge in the left corner to Muhammad on the right wing. Into Jalen Boyd on the baseline. Foul is called on Ignatius, and this will send Jalen Boyd to the line. A foul on Dan Flory, his second, 8th on St. Ignatius. So 1-1 here for Jalen Boyd. 36-35 St. Ignatius. Jalen Boyd can tie the game or take the lead with these two free throws. The front end. Got it. We are tied. For the first time since the first quarter. 36-36, 7:31 to play. Can the Chargers take the lead? They have not had a lead in this ballgame. Second free throw from Jalen Boyd. Nothing but net, and the Chargers take a 37-36 lead. 7:30 to play. Davis brings it over half court for Ignatius to Flory on the right side. Now top of the key, Brennan trying to drive for Mutah, and he is fouled over the back as he put up the shot. 7:16 to play, and Darius Mutah will head to the line for two free throws. That foul on Chance Aldridge, his third. Mutah can't hit the first free throw. Stute comes back on for Ignatius. Second free throw from Mutah. Can't get that one either. It bounced all the way around the cylinder, but wouldn't fall. So the Chargers have it, maintaining that 1-point lead with just over 7 minutes to play in regulation. Aldridge at half court to Jafari Brown left corner. Now Jalen Boyd left baseline. Spins off glass, can't get it to go. Rebounds tipped up for Anderson. Off glass and in. Malik Anderson gives the Chargers a 3-point lead. 6:40 to play in this one. Davis on the left side. Davis to the top of the key. Now Brennan. Back for Higginbottom with 6:30 to play. Now it's Brennan back for Higginbottom between the circles. Higginbottom back on the right wing. Now wide open underneath as Stute puts it off glass and in. 39-38. 1-point lead for the Chargers with just over 6 minutes to play here. If you're just joining us, St. Joe's has trailed by as many as 16 in this one. They've gone on a run that started near the end of the first half and continued through the third quarter into this fourth quarter. 1-point lead, 39-38. Here's Muhammad on the left wing, dribbles between the circles. Muhammad trying to cross over on Davis, drives the lane, off glass and in from the right side. 41-38 Chargers. 5:40 to play. Higginbottom brings it over half court. on the right side with 5:30 to play. Now Brennan to Stute, left corner three, long, rebound to Muhammad. And the Chargers will reset things here with the 3-point lead. Just over 5 minutes to play here. Jafari Brown setting up the offense for the Chargers. Brennan tipped it away. Brown dives to the floor, but then Ignatius is able to get it back. Stute puts it up and in off the glass. 41-40. As Jafari Brown still reaching down to his legs. Not sure what the injury was there. Not sure if he's just cramping up here or what the case is. But you worry about Jafari Brown, who has 19 points so far in this ball game for the Chargers. .505 to play, 41-40. We're going to take a quick break here in Arena Sportsnet. And it does indeed look like Jafari Brown may be cramping up as Coach Bill Riley is stretching him out on the sidelines. 5:05 to play. And Jafari Brown will head back out onto the floor. One-point lead for the Chargers, 41-40. As the officials are wiping up the floor here near the three-point arc. Ad Muhammad will inbound it for St. Joe's. Now Ignatius bringing a bit of a press here. Muhammad into Jordan Boyd. Now back for Muhammad. He'll bring it over half court to Jafari Brown on the left wing. Left corner, Jalen Boyd. Now Jordan Boyd on the right side. Hands off for Aldridge, the point guard. Aldridge for Jafari Brown. Now back for Muhammad between the circles. .430 to play in this one. 41-40 Chargers. Jafari Brown drives to the basket and gets the foul. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Nearly had the bucket there. But he'll have 2 free throws with 4:28 to play. That foul on Stute, his second. 9th on Ignatius as a team, so the next foul puts St. Joe's in the double bonus. And Brown nails the first free throw to give him 20 points for the night. But he's still grabbing those legs, cramping up a bit. 42-40 Chargers. Second free throw. Got the roll. 21 points for Jafari Brown. 43-40 Chargers. Just under 4.5 minutes to play in this one. Chargers trying to clinch a berth in the regional final on their home floor. Brennan at the top of the key. Trying to get by Jalen Boyd. Now on the left wing for Mutah. Top of the key, Higginbottom. Higginbottom between the circles. Looking for a pass. Now he'll dribble out to the right side. Right wing Stute. Under 4 minutes to play. Now Davis at the top of the key. Davis for Brennan. Brennan inside Mutah. Fakes off glass and in, and then he draws the foul as well. Mutah will have a chance at a 3-point play to tie the game. 43-42 is the score. And that is also the 4th foul on Jordan Boyd. He'll head to the bench for Malik Anderson. Darius Mutah with a chance to tie the game at the free throw line. Missed 2 free throws earlier in this 4th quarter, but this one is nothing but net. 43-43 We're tied with 3:45 to play. Jafari Brown at the top of the key. Brown to Aldridge on the right wing, top of the key, Anderson. Now Muhammad on the left wing. Gets a screen from Jalen Boyd and then gives off for Jafari Brown. Under 3.5 to play. Knotted at 43 in a regional semifinal between these two Chicago Catholic League schools. Muhammad in the left corner. Now drives baseline. Right corner, Jafari Brown fakes the three, steps in for the long two, and got it. 23 points for Jafari Brown, 45-43 Chargers. Higginbottom brings it up the left side. Tightly guarded by Chance Aldridge. Now it's Davis on the right wing. Davis back for Higginbottom, right corner. Higginbottom to Stute, cutting to the basket, off the glass, gets the roll off the iron. 45-45. 2.5 minutes to play. Right wing Malik Anderson to the top of the key, Muhammad. Now Aldridge left wing to Jalen Boyd in the left corner. Boyd, and a timeout is called by Coach Gene Pingator with 2:25 to play. 45-45 here in the regional semifinal. You couldn't ask for a better game, and there's a reason they call it March Madness here on the final day of February. Well, we're just a few hours away from the month of March, but the IHSA, the original March Madness. We'll be back with you in a bit here on Arena Sportsnet. (45-45) the score with 2:25 to play. St. Joe's with the basketball coming out of the timeout here called by Coach Gene Pingator. So far tonight, Jafari Brown has been the star for the Chargers. 23 of the 45 points for St. Joe's. But Thomas Stute for St. Ignatius has 14. And he's been the leading scorer for the Wolfpack. So St. Joe's will have it. They will inbound from underneath the Ignatius basket to the left of the basket. Aldridge looking for a pass, gets it into Jafari Brown. Brown on the left wing. Brennan guarding him tightly. Now it's Aldridge to half court with Brown. Chargers holding out of the basketball here. Looking like that old four corners offense going back to the Dean Smith days. Just passing it around here with 2 minutes to play. Aldridge now drives past Higginbottom. Now it's Jalen Boyd. Back for Jafari Brown with 1:50 to play. We're tied at 45. Aldridge for Jafari Brown. And the Chargers are maybe going to try to run over 2 minutes off the clock. Can they do it? Will Ignatius allow them to do it? They're not pressuring Jafari Brown. The clock is running down to 1:35. Of course, no shot clock here in the IHSA. 1:30 to play. Brown now with Brennan guarding him. Under 90 seconds left in this one. Aldridge on the left wing, now back to midcourt for Brown. Under 1:20 to play. Brown holding on to it. Again, the Chargers trying to run time off the clock here in this tied ball game. Now it's Jordan Boyd in the left corner. Back for Brown near midcourt. Just over a minute left here. Brown for Jordan Boyd, back for Brown. Now Brown back for Boyd. Now Boyd's looking for a pass with 55 seconds. Can he find one? He's in danger of a 5-second. And a timeout was called by St. Joseph just before the 5 seconds was going to be called, as Jordan Boyd was holding out of that one. 53 seconds left here. The Chargers have run well over a minute of clock, trying to hold for the last possession of this ball game. And a bucket could send them to a regional final. Can they hold it for 45 seconds or so and then start the offense with under 10 to play and have that last shot in regulation. We're tied at 45. A game that the Chargers have trailed by as many as 16 points. That was back in the first half, and that feels like ancient history in a 45-45 game now. 53 fateful seconds remain in this IHSA Regional Semifinal. St. Joe's will have the ball. And they will inbound from right near their own bench. Chance Aldridge is the inbound man. 45-45, 53 seconds. This is what it's all about in March Madness. Aldridge into Muhammad in the backcourt with 50 seconds now. To Jafari Brown on the right side near half court. Down to 40 seconds. Brown dribbling out clock. Now to Aldridge at half court. Back for Brown with 35 seconds left here. Now down to 30. Brown with Brennan guarding him. Now Aldridge with 25 seconds left on the left side. Back for Brown at half court with 20 seconds for Aldridge. Now Brown, we're down to about 15 seconds with Muhammad. Now it's Brown with it at a half court. Down to 12 seconds with Muhammad. Now we're down to 10 with Muhammad. Muhammad for Jalen Boyd with 8 seconds. Now 7 seconds. Now 5. Jafari Brown with it. Drives. Puts it up. Blocked. The putback attempt. Jordan Boyd. And we will go to overtime here in a Class 4A regional final between St. Ignatius and St. Joseph. You wouldn't expect anything different. Overtime here at St. Joseph. 4 minutes on the clock here for OT, and we'll be back with you on Arena Sportsnet in just a bit. What a ball game this has been. Jafari Brown has been the star for St. Joe's with 23 points and tried to get him the last shot, but it was partially blocked. Chargers couldn't get a putback attempt, so here we are in overtime. This was a 31-23 game at the half. St. Ignatius led. In the second half, the Chargers outscored them 22-14. So we'll have another tip-off here for overtime. And the teams will also switch sides. Or rather, they will not. They will stay going the same way that they did in the second half. St. Joe's coming toward the stage here in their home gym, and St. Ignatius heading the opposite way of the stage offensively. Jordan Boyd and Darius Mutah will square off for the tip. Boyd won it at the beginning of the ball game, but this time Mutah tips it, but actually to Ahmad Muhammad. Now it's Aldridge on the left wing. Muhammad between the circles, hands off for Aldridge. Aldridge on the right side, now back for Jordan Boyd on the right wing beyond the three-point line. Back for Jafari Brown between the circles. Brown hands off for Muhammad. Muhammad drives the lane, short jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound by Mutah. And Ignatius will have it the other way with Higginbottom on the left side. Now to Brennan in the corner, Stute. Now back for Davis to reset the offense with 3.5 minutes to play in the overtime period. Mutah on the right wing. Mutah looking for a pass now. And he's trying to hand it off. It's stolen by Jafari Brown. Brown pushing, and he is fouled by Christian Davis on a reach-in. That is the 4th on Christian Davis and the 10th on Ignatius. Double bonus from here on out for the Chargers. First free throw from Jafari Brown. Got the roll. 24 points for Jafari Brown, 24 to 46 for the Chargers. The second free throw from Brown. Also good. Nothing but net on that one. 47-45 Chargers, 3:13 to play here in the first overtime. Higginbottom in the backcourt. Jordan Boyd has 3 for the Chargers. Darius Mutah will have a 1-and-1. First free throw, can't get it to go. Rebounded Jordan Boyd. So the Chargers have a chance to stretch the lead to 2 possessions here. They lead at 47-45. Aldridge to Jordan Boyd, cutting. Now Jalen Boyd back out for Muhammad, and the Chargers will reset the offense. Muhammad spins his way, finds Jalen Boyd, baseline off glass and in. 49-45 Chargers, 2:30 to play in overtime. Now it's Higginbottom on the left wing. Higginbottom driving baseline, tries to dish, stolen by Muhammad. Up ahead, Aldridge. Aldridge, the alley-oop to Jordan Boyd, and he lays it in. The Chargers on a 6-0 run in overtime. They lead 51-45 with 2:17 to play in OT. The Chargers playing outstanding defense, and it leads to great offense the other way as the steal leads ahead to the alley-oop lay-in for Jordan Boyd. 51-45 Chargers with just 2:17 left in overtime. St. Ignatius will have it here. After the timeout, they find themselves trailing by 6, the largest lead of the game for the Chargers, who did not hold a lead in this game until the fourth quarter. They were trailing throughout this entire ball game, mounted a comeback beginning in the second quarter that carried on through the third quarter, and then finally took the lead in the fourth quarter. So St. Ignatius will have it. They will inbound from underneath their own basket, trailing by 6. Brennan will inbound it to Higginbottom. Higginbottom guarded by Aldridge. Higginbottom over half court between the circles to Brennan on the left wing. It's stolen again by the Chargers. Jalen Boyd. Jalen Boyd brings it over half court. Now it's Jafari Brown being double teamed to Jalen Boyd. Now Boyd works his way out of a double team and back to Brown. Chargers just trying to run some time off the clock now. Jalen Boyd back for Aldridge. Aldridge splits a couple of defenders and then draws a reach-in foul. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Well, at this point, with a 6-point lead with 1:48 to play, it's simple for St. Joseph the rest of the way. Make their free throws, and they will be heading to a regional final. Aldridge will have 2 free throws here. First one is good as he got the roll. 52-45 Chargers. They lead by 7. The second free throw, also good. 53-45, an 8-0 run here in overtime. Higginbottom now at the top of the key, down to Brennan, who's wide open for the lay-in, and makes it. Timeout Ignatius, 53-47 with 1:37 to play in overtime. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. A 6-point lead for St. Joe's with 1:37 to play in overtime over St. Ignatius. It was 45-45 at the end of regulation, and the Chargers have outscored the Wolfpack 8-2 here in overtime. Again, the Chargers trailed by as many as 16 in this one. Started coming back, cut the lead to 8 by halftime, and then took the lead finally for the first time in the ballgame in the fourth quarter. We were tied at 45 at the end of regulation, but the Chargers thus far have owned this overtime period. St. Joe's will inbound from underneath their own basket. Full court press from Ignatius. Chargers break it with Brown. Now Boyd off glass and in. Jordan Boyd has 4 points in overtime. 55-47 Chargers. Under a minute and a half to play. And a travel. Higginbottom travels as he lost the basketball briefly and then tried to regain possession. He put the ball on the floor, then tried to pick it back up. 8-point lead, 1:24 to play. Inbounds into Jalen Boyd. Back for Aldridge. Full court pass ahead. Jordan Boyd fakes, puts it off glass and in. Jordan Boyd with 6 points in overtime. 57-47 Chargers. They've scored 12 in OT with a minute left here in overtime. Now Stute will take a three. The rainbow shot isn't there. Offensive rebound by Davis. Davis will fire a three. He got it. That's all Ignatius can do at this point. But they cut the lead to 7 with 53 seconds left here in overtime. And another timeout called by head coach Matt Monroe, trying to come up with some sort of miraculous comeback here with 53 seconds to play in overtime. But you can't say enough about this comeback effort from St. Joe's. They trailed by 16 in the second quarter. Fought their way back, just kept on working, and eventually took that lead in the fourth quarter. And they started this overtime on an 8-0 run. And it really took the wind out of the sails of this St. Ignatius team. These two teams played back in the regular season. The Chargers won that one 51-45. This one a similarly close affair and going all the way into overtime. The Chargers will inbound here from underneath their own basket. Full court press from Ignatius, and you would think they'll foul pretty quickly. And they do foul Jafari Brown. Jafari Brown tonight has 25 points already. And he'll have 2 more free throws with 50 seconds to play in overtime. First free throw from Jafari Brown, short. I said it earlier, Chargers make their free throws. They will win this ball game. They have to make some of them. Here's the second. Brown can't hit that one either. The rebound to Ignatius. Higginbottom racing up the floor. Fakes the three, drives to the basket, up and in. The lead is cut to 5 with 42 seconds left, and all of a sudden, you feel like the Wolfpack have a chance in this one again. The free throws are key, and when you get to the playoffs, those free throws become even tougher to make. The legs are tired, and the nerves are there, but you have to be able to sink some free throws to put away an opponent, and right now it's a 5-point game. Ignatius will go with that full court press again, and if they cannot quickly force a steal, they will foul. The question is, who do they send to the line? They sent Jafari Brown there, normally a very solid free throw shooter. And really this whole team, for the most part, pretty solid at the line. But we'll see if Ignatius will change their strategy here, or if they foul Jafari Brown again. mentioned earlier in the ballgame, Jafari Brown was having maybe some cramping. And that could affect him here as we're in overtime now. Aldridge will inbound for the Chargers. The full court press for Ignatius. 57-52 St. Joe's. Into Jalen Boyd, the quick foul committed by Dan Flory. So Jalen Boyd will have 2 free throws. First free throw from Jalen Boyd is good. Huge free throw for the Chargers. 58-52 with 40 seconds to play. Second free throw from Jalen Boyd. Also good. Nothing but net. Ice in the veins for Jalen Boyd. 35 seconds to play. 59-52. Stolen away almost. Reach-in foul is called. Not sure who this is on as Chance Aldridge went to the floor, and Aldridge is still on the floor as he might have gotten hit somewhere in the face. The foul is on St. Ignatius. That's on Dan Flory, his 4th. And Aldridge will go to the line for 2 free throws with the Chargers leading by 7. Aldridge has already made 2 free throws in this overtime. Can't hit the first one here. 33 seconds left, 7-point game. As Luke Nauman comes back on for St. Ignatius. Second free throw from Aldridge. This one's good, 60-52. 30 seconds to play in overtime. 8-point lead for the Chargers. Higginbottom to Davis. Davis on the baseline. Puts up a jumper from there for 2. That's good. 60-54. 20 seconds left. Substitute trying to check in for Ignatius, Joseph McGuire. Have to think that Ignatius wants to maybe do a defense-offense here and have McGuire commit a foul quickly, as they do call a foul on McGuire. He was draped around Jafari Brown. (60-54) Chargers. St. Joe's with the 6-point lead. Well, Jafari Brown missed his last 2 free throws. We'll see what he can do here. First one's good. 61-54. 19 seconds to play in overtime. Second free throw from Jafari Brown, also good. That'll make it 62-54 as Higginbottom goes over to Stute. His 3 is well long, and then a foul called on the rebound against St. Ignatius. Jafari Brown will head back to the free throw line, and he already has 27 points with 12 seconds left to play. 8-point lead for the Chargers. First free throw from Jafari Brown. Can't get this one to go. Second free throw is good. 28 points for Jafari Brown with 10 seconds left now. Higginbottom will take a long 2, well off the mark with 5 seconds. Jalen Boyd will dribble out the final 2, and the Chargers win it 63-54 in overtime, and they will have a date Friday night with Whitney Young in the regional final here at St. Joe's. We will have that for you here on arenasportsnet.com. What a performance from Jafari Brown. He had 14 points in the first half. And then finished it off with 14 in the second half in overtime for 28 points. Jordan Boyd had 7 points in this one. Jalen Boyd had 8 points. Chance Aldridge had 10. But what a night for the Chargers. The comeback victory. They were down by 16 points in the first half. They came all the way back, took the lead in the fourth quarter, and then ran away with it in overtime to win it 63-54. Thank you for joining us tonight here on arenasportsnet.com. We'd like to thank the president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association, Mark Cisetti, athletic director Bruce DeSanto, head coach Gene Pingator for having us broadcast St. Joseph basketball all season long. Again, the regional final will be Friday night here on Arena Sportsnet at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage will begin at 6:45. Again, the final score, the St. Joseph Chargers 63 and the St. Ignatius Wolfpack 54. On to the regional final Friday night against Whitney Young.